So at 15, I was pulled into the careers advisor. She sat on one of these original BBC computers. It was the size of Mount Rushmore with a green screen. Disgusting when you look back.
Blink.
And it was just flipping it with a green button. Oh, God. So like Doctor Who, she was typing these things. So I kind of did some kind of a verbal analysis of what I want to do. And these things are going to throw up 3 jobs for you that, should define the rest of your career. And I was like, oh, wow, this is sensational. Thanks so much for your time. So like grumpily, the results come in and she had music producer and she huffed. And I thought, oh, that's naughty shit. Vet. And she author. And she just turned to me and she just said to me, as a Bexley member of Kent County Council would have done normally back in the day, and said, you're just not good enough for any of them. That was her word. So her next phrase was what compelled me to get to Sunningdale was, I've got a job for you stacking biscuits in Tesco's. And I'm like, there's nothing wrong in stacking Tesco's biscuits or working to it, but I am a creative. I have an A in photography. I have an A in economics. I know what I'm doing differently, and I'm not going to accept that. And I left the school with a huff to be huffed with. My parents were like, what is wrong with you?
What way to describe being really hacked off, a huff to be huffed with?
It was a huff because I'm not going to swear on the podcast, but I was FCBFGHYFLMNOPQRST. My mum's like,
with a Tesco's chalky biscuit chaser.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I'm like, really? Like the computer said yes, and then she said no. I'm like, why am I here? You asked me. I didn't ask for the test. So the computers analysed my words, and she said I'm not good enough. So it was really weird because that day I'd read in I think it was the Daily Mirror, one of the big rags at the time, 5-star, my big pop group, who I absolutely adored, had moved to Sunningdale on the A30.
Listeners, hold that thought. 5-star. He's just mentioned 5-star.
5-star, yeah. And they bought the Queen Mother's holiday home in Sunningdale, and it's called Stone Court. It was a 2-acre mansion behind beautiful gilded gates. And then I'd read in the newspaper and smash hits that Steadman, who was the oldest man of the group, was an ace in photography, and he'd bought all this photography equipment in the loft, stinking the house out with chemicals and stuff. And his sister wrote an expose on him with smash hits. So I said to mum and dad, I'm going to get from Sunningdale. I'm 15 at this point. It's not this year, it's years ago. And they were like, of course you are, darling. I was like, no, I really am. I'm going on Saturday morning. I'm going to go ring the bell and ask them for a job as a photographer. And they were like, okay. So my dad was a transport manager. So he opened up and he said, the A30 is one road. So if you walked all the way up the A30, swap sides and walked all the way back, here's the Daily Mirror. You know what the house looks like. There's a picture of them. Try it. Just try. So like an absolute numpty, I get on a train. I'm absolutely pooing my pants. I've never been on a train in my life outside of kind of Kent. Get to like London Bridge, Waterloo, get the train out to Sunningdale. And there's just me and a hopeless dream at that point. Hopeless dream. I am so embarrassed with myself. I'm nervous. I had no confidence at 15. I was a complete recluse. And then I walk up the A30 and I find the house. And at the house was Steadman, actually at the gates doing rosettes, because his mum and dad had their wedding anniversary on the Sunday, and he was hand doing rosettes on the gilded gates, these beautiful gilded gates, stunning. And I said, hi, Stead. And he goes, oh, hey, how can I help you? And I was the only person there. This house was normally flooded with 300, 400, 500, 600 people. You couldn't get there. But for some reason, I got in early, got out, got up. And then I said, your sisters wrote a thing in Smash Hits about the photography that you're doing and how you're developing it. And he said to me, did she? I said, yeah, because she said that you're stinking the house out. And he said to me, effing bitch. I'm like, really? I said, yeah. And he's like, what? So I had Smash Hits with you. So I'm showing you. So we took the thing through the gates. She's like, oh, dear Lord. Oh, he goes, what can I do for you, young man? I said, look, I'd like a job as a photographer. My careers advisor, Betsy, says I'm going to stack biscuits for the rest of my life. And he's like, no.
No.
Yeah, typical Jamaican. What's your no racist commentation either, just for the sake of the podcast, is they were pure bloods with that. He said, what was your grades in photography? I said, A. He said, you know what? My dad wants an in-house photographer. I'm going to pop back in and get you my number.
Stay there.
Think about it for a moment. Imagine rocking up to Adele's mansion in Beverly Hills, go, could I have your phone number to speak to someone about a career? And she goes, no problem, love. I'll get post it. Hang on. And he comes up with a scrap of paper, torn, and the number was 26428. That was their phone number. That was their number. So he comes and he goes, if you phone my dad today, get an appointment. They're not doing much tomorrow before the event. So come in the morning, bring your parents because you're 15, and then we can speak because we've got a video shoot on Monday and you could cover that. We want to do family albums and we do so much on television, but no one does any diaries for us. So dad wants to do something internally for the Pearson family. I was like, oh my God, really? Is it? Yeah. So my mum, go back home and was like, Mum, I've done it. I've got a job. She's like, of course you have, darlings. Sit down, have a whiskey, whatever you're doing.
And just before you go back to your mum back home, what I'm intrigued by is the gates of heaven. You literally arrived at the gates of your future, the portal, the doorway, the destiny of the gate, the rosette.
Yeah.
And what's meant for you won't pass you by. What an extraordinary moment of history.
It changed my life. We were only together 5, 6, 7 minutes because I was so excited I had to leave. So my mum phones and gets through to Buster, who was their father manager, and he goes, yeah, come tomorrow. Like Stead said, he spoke to Kev. He was a really nice, really sweet, had a golden smile. Where's that golden smile? He said, he said, I need someone for Monday. Would you come? So we rock up now on the Sunday. Oh my God, Chris, there's 800-900 fans. There, so we pull up in our crappy family car. It was littered with supercars, and there's us in our, also.
And are you about to go coming through?
So I had to literally fight through all these people, and they were like, oh, "Who are you? What you're not getting it?" So I'm ringing the bell, and they're like, "Oh, you can't ring the bell." I'm like, "Ringing the bell, bitch." I was like, "I've got the thing." It's like Kevin to see Buster, and he's like, "Yeah, man, come in, just drive through."
What happens when you get over? Did you get a stampede or?
No, you wouldn't dare. Back in 1989, you wouldn't dare cross the line. Now you would. Like you'd have influencers jumping over and filming, so the gates open. There's a ring of fire of humans, and the car pushes through, and we park up and we go in. And it was one of the nicest meetings I've ever had in my life. He was so lovely. He was a hardcore music manager. He was tough. But Lorraine from the group brought me tea on like a gold tray with like Royal Dalton cups and things. And then in Monday morning, I'm at Shepperton Studios filming their latest record.
And if I may, one thing I really remember from our first conversation, you said when you were on stage, having done the job for them, you came up with a quote about 7 people. Do you remember the quote you gave me?
I do, yeah. And I say it a lot. And it's because, unfortunately, we're in this weird political time. I've done a lot for the Black community with LinkedIn Black and the Diana Award, and I've mentored a lot of people. And it's not because I want the badge or the tokenism, but I say to people, without 7 Black people, which is 5-star mum and dad, because they were all together, this white one person would be nothing.
Yes, gosh, that's lovely.